This is Andi Purewal for Boxing News. I'm joined by the dynamic duo, not the gruesome twosome as Francis has just called you for pair of you. Guys, an unbelievable performance from Moses tonight. I don't know where to start, so I'm going to start with Francis. What do you make of what your young prodigy just showed in the ring there?
I'm not being not trying to be dismissive about it. I mean, it was fantastic and phenomenal performance, and what he's just done to, a former world title challenger and a very seasoned pro and a high level operator in Dillian Whyte is phenomenal. But I'm not. The graft that he puts in and the dedication that this guy's put into it, not just over the past camp, 2-3 years since he turned pro, but since he was 10 years old, you expect it from him. He's unbelievably, fantastically brilliant. And what he's just done tonight is going to further prove what we all know. The most impressive thing for me, and I'm not trying to kiss Ben's ass, just because he's sitting next to me, but it's like watching David Beckham take that free kick against Greece to get England to the World Cup final. You know he's practiced that 1,000 times. This isn't. It's not a fluke. Obviously he's got God-given talent, but what these guys do in the gym, day in, day out, it's rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat. The studying that Ben and Lee do of the opponents, they execute. But the most impressive thing is his ability to execute a game plan under tremendous pressure, in front of all them people in the arena on TV. And it reminds me of Tiger Woods. He didn't just happen to know how to hit a long drive or to putt from 30 yards. He practiced it a million times, and that's what Moses does with Ben and Lee. And that's what you saw tonight, is the execution of a perfect game plan.
Ben, for yourself, obviously lesson around in that ring, what do you make of what Moses produced?
Yeah, look, we keep saying it's very, very hard for any heavyweight to defend against him and go rounds against him. I've seen in the gym that he's learned in the second half of a fight to be able to walk guys down, start to break them down on the front foot and start to break them down in the second half of a fight. You haven't had a chance to see it yet, but we've seen that, and it's a great opportunity. We're very thankful for the opportunity to go up against a British boxing legend like Dillian Whyte, and very impressive stuff. That's all the pros. The only cons are we're still chasing rounds, but hey ho.
That's Ben, and Francis was in there when Moses answered this. He said for the first minute of the round, he wasn't doing something that you told him to pick up on that Dillian would do in the fight. And then he switched on and it all came together. He said he didn't want to answer it, but you might be able to tell me what it was. What did you tell him that in the first minute Moses wasn't picking up, but then he did and then finished the fight?
No, it wasn't a case of it happening in the first minute. It was a case of when you do this, he's going to do that in response to that. And it was happening, and it just took. But at the same time, when you're letting them get away with it, that's what then allows you to then capitalise on it. I'm not going to say exactly what that is, obviously, but he's hard on himself. He thinks if he misses one, that's it. But he did make him pay for it. Followed up by making him pay in one of the ways that we worked on, and then took him apart, broke him down, and got him out of there.
One more from me, guys, for a pair of you. He's mentioned, and you both mentioned, rounds. That's maybe the one thing that you'd like to see for him now. You've got the likes of Hrgovic, obviously Jermaine Franklin being mentioned, but you've seen, obviously, Turkey's comments about Usyk. I asked Moses in there, he'd jump in the ring with Usyk next. What next for this young man?
Get him home and get him some rest. Listen, we could talk all day about getting rounds or his ready to world titles. I think any fight at this point, to discuss at this point until the dust has settled, I know I'm not going to start saying we've got Joe Parker and Caballero, and he'd take any of them. He would, but we've got to sit down and work out what's right for his career and the next best steps, development. And
he's got this 30-day extension, so we'll have to wait to see how that changes the land. So 90, whatever. So.
I imagine Joe Parker wants to, if he gets elevated to full world champion, wants Moses' first offence. If you were looking after Joe, you wouldn't, would you? So I think it's get him home, get him some rest, and probably reconvene in a couple of weeks and start having a serious delve into what's next. I just one more thing. It's the way he's operated this week. He's just been calm, cool, collected. He's done everything required of him without a whinge, without a moan. He hasn't missed a beat, has he? He's been fantastic.
Lots of young, talented fighters, young, coachable fighters. There's not many that's got the emotional maturity that he's got, and that's what's allowing him to do what he's doing at such a young age.
Gents, thank you. Safe travels home. Enjoy this victory.
Top man, thank you, mate.